Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and just like that, the summer sale is coming to an end. I feel like the 2 weeks whenever the Steam summer sale and the winter sale run, it goes by just like that. You still got a couple more days. It'll be wrapping up on July the 10th, but really you should view July the 9th as your final full day of picking up games. As I'm recording this video, it is July the 7th, so thought it would be a good time to highlight some more deals, and we are going to be looking at some historic low game deals under the price of $10, $5, and I think we got some under $3 here as well. A lot of great games, and as always, you can't cover everything in any given Steam sale because there's so many games that go on sale, but some good stuff for sure. So let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Ruined King, a League of Legends story at a historic low price of 75% off for $7.49. Unfortunately, Riot Forge, who were involved in doing all of these League of Legends, like spin-off titles that expand the lore and the universe of League of Legends, has been shut down. So, you know, I am very upset about that fact. I thought they did great work with Convergence, and Ruined King I just thought was an awesome game, and you don't even have to be a League of Legends fan, and you can enjoy this game as just a well-done RPG. I thought the story was quite good, and you're centering it around some great characters in the League of Legends universe. Yasuo is one of the main characters, Miss Fortune, Ahri, and, you know, my League of Legends days are long behind me, but a game like this was right up my alley, and I was hoping they'd do a sequel. I was hoping we'd get more games like this. Alas, that will not be the case, at least not for the foreseeable future, but for $7.49, I think Ruined King's a great deal, and highly recommended. Even if you have no care in the world for League of Legends, this is a really good RPG, so would recommend that. Next up, we have Terraria, 50% off for $4.99. If you're one of the few people that doesn't own Terraria, you can pick it up. It's interesting because now it's down to $4.99. We just had the Palworld Terraria crossover. You know, these crafting games were never really my cup of tea, but I get it. Terraria was an absolute juggernaut of a game, and it's one of those games that I feel like is kind of essential to any PC and Steam library, so you can go ahead and check that out. Grand Theft Auto 4, the Complete Edition, 70% off for $5.99. Every time I talk about GTA 4, I feel like people want to send me to the gallows for my take that I didn't like it as much as everyone else. I remember playing this game around the time it came out, and I remember reading about all the 10 out of 10s that the game was getting, and I just didn't vibe with the game like that. But to be fair, like, Grand Theft Auto has never hooked me like it has hooked a lot of other people. I play the games, I like the games, but I've been pretty vocal about the fact that I think Red Dead is orders of magnitude a better franchise than Grand Theft Auto, but a lot of people love GTA. A lot of people love the more mature tone that GTA 4 had versus GTA 5. I personally liked 5 better, but again, my GTA takes should be taken with a grain of salt because I just play GTA as, like, nonsensical sandbox open world, and I don't really get invested into the games like I get invested into Red Dead. You can hear me talk about Red Dead for hours and hours, and I won't get tired of it. GTA is not exactly of that ilk to me, but you get the DLC here as well. GTA 4 is a fun game, let's not get it twisted, but yeah, $5.99 on that, great pickup there. Final Fantasy IX, 70% off for $6.29. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Final Fantasy IX potentially getting a remake, so if you don't want to pick this up right now, I totally understand that, and I think the remake for FF9 is going to be more authentic to what FF9 was, rather than FF7, where FF7 goes a little bit wild, but in a good way. I think FF9 will stay more true to the original experience. Final Fantasy IX is another one of those games. A lot of people love it. I wouldn't even put it in my top 5 Final Fantasy games of all time. How about that for a hot take? A lot of people would rank FF9 as their favorite one. Bro, I rank FF13 above FF9. Now that's a take that'll get me sent to the gallows, and that's just my personal enjoyment out of the games. Look, there's always going to be games that I personally enjoy more than other people, and that's okay. If you like FF9, a lot of people do it. I liked FF9. I just wasn't blown away by it. I wasn't crazy about the characters, and, you know, mechanically it's a well-made game for sure, but for $6.29, obviously, another game that if you're remotely a JRPG fan, essential to one's library. Next up, we got Steins Gate, 90% off for $2.99. Now, this is a visual novel, so you gotta know what you're getting yourself into with Steins Gate, but man, what an incredible story this is. Really, how most people get exposed to Steins Gate is that they watch the anime, they love the anime so much that they wanted more out of the universe, and then they get the visual novel, which does add a sizable amount of depth. Time travel stories are so hard to get right, but man, Steins Gate is one that knocks it out of the park, and in terms of setting the bar for a time travel story, Steins Gate is probably that bar. Like, for me, as far as the time travel stories I've experienced, it's probably that bar, and it's an incredible narrative, great cast of characters, and for $2.99, awesome deal for a tremendous VN. Outer Worlds is 75% off for $7.49. Look, I wasn't blown away by Outer Worlds. I thought it was a totally serviceable action RPG. You know, definitely not a game where I would have expected the sequel to be priced at $80, but Outer Worlds is definitely an enjoyable game at the sub $10 price point, and here you do have it at the sub $10 price point. Now, you won't get the DLC with the base game. You would have to buy the Spacer's Choice Edition, and yeah, the non-mandatory corporate sponsored bundle is also available with the expansion packs and the soundtrack. That's $20. Then they do have the Spacer's Choice for $22.01, and then they have a bundle with Outer Worlds and Disco Elysium for $10.33, which is a pretty great bundle on top of that. So yeah, Outer Worlds, serviceable action RPG, $7.49 on that. Darksiders Genesis, 80% off for $5.99, done by Airship Syndicate, actually the same studio that did the Ruined King League of Legends story game, and Darksiders Genesis at a historic low as well. A co-op action hack and slasher. It's an enjoyable game in the Darksiders universe. You do not have to have any attachment to Darksiders to have a good time with this, and yeah, $5.99 for that. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for $3.99, 90% off, might be the most insane deal in this entire sale. You get Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash 3, all remade, all upgraded for $3.99. Awesome deal. Crash 4, unfortunately, still $19.99. Would like to see that get a little bit cheaper, but what can you do? They do have the Lucky 7 bundle with Crash, Insane Trilogy, Spyro, and Crash 4 for $31.51 if you do want to check that out. Blasphemous is $2.49, a brutal action platform with skilled hack and slash combat set in the nightmare world. Upgrade your abilities and perform savage executions on the hordes of enemies that stand between you and your quest to break eternal damnation. Metroidvania with a throwback visual style for $2.49. A solid pickup there if you're looking for a bit of a throwback. Outlast 2, $1.99. One of the more iconic horror games of all time. Definitely a little bit of a trippy game, but, you know, an excellent game from an atmosphere and tone standpoint, a psychological horror as well. Not super lengthy, but a horror game like this shouldn't be super lengthy, so that's fine. $1.99 for Outlast 2 is a great pickup. Next up, we got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, 90% off for $5.99. This is a game that I go to bat for all the time. I think the game is incredibly underrated, and I think unfortunately what happened was Marvel's Avengers came out, that game was a disaster, and then Guardians of the Galaxy kind of felt the brunt of it as well. Even though it's a totally different kind of game, I just think Marvel games from Square Enix were kind of looked down upon after Avengers, but man, Guardians of the Galaxy I thought was an excellent game, and it was my first exposure to the Guardians. I hadn't watched any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies when I initially played this, and I thought it was a great game. I thought Star-Lord was a great character, like Rocket as well, and the whole cast was pretty good. Good soundtrack, and good action gameplay as well. I know some people weren't as crazy about the gameplay, but I thought it was enjoyable. For $5.99, certainly a good deal there. Then we got Battlefield 2042, which is on sale for $2.99. I mean, for this price point, I think it's a decent pickup, and this is a game that's been getting updated, although, you know, not a great reception as far as its recent reviews are concerned. And, you know, it's $2.99. If you want to check it out, that's a bargain for what it is. And then, obviously, I'd be remiss if I don't give RoboCop Rogue City a mention, which has been getting a lot of attention ahead of the release of Unfinished Business as well. A well-done action FPS, and if you're a fan of RoboCop, it'll be a love letter to you with all of the tie-ins to the movies and whatnot. I'm not a big RoboCop guy, so I can't speak too much on that, but as far as the game goes, mechanically, it's a well-done game. Not blow away, but totally serviceable, and the setting's good, and the story's pretty good for $4.99. A decent pickup there for sure. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals at their historic lows. Check them out. Links in the description box below on all of them, as always. the summer sale is wrapping up here, but the deals never end, as you guys are well aware if you follow this channel. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts down below, and as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.